In the shadows of Boston's Fenway Park, there sits a fabled academic institution, a place of higher learning where the student's insatiable desire for acquired knowledge is exceeded only by the faculty's legendary curriculum. This is not that school.
Let's go, Sox!
Oh, hi, folks. Welcome to Sox Fan University, the Greater Boston Institute of Learning Higher. Make that higher learning. I'm the Dean of Students, William Francis the Spaceman, a.k.a. Beat Your Butt with a Paddle, Lee. You can come to this university and get a BA, a BS, and be a BMF besides. You'll become a great Yankee hater. We're going to hit the books. First book we're going to hit is this one, Zim.
Class is now in order. It's long past drop and add time, so I assume you're committed to this class. So we got a midterm coming up. I want everyone to pay close attention, or as close attention as people of your ability are able to do. It's fan etiquette time. What your responsibility as a Red Sox fan is, and when it starts, the moment you leave the house, you represent Red Sox Nation. Remember that. Okay? Stadium etiquette equals stadium educate. If you're smart, then 35,000 other people around you will be smart, and we'll all be rowing in the same direction. You got it? Good. Quick review. Hat positions. I don't know why there are any problems with this. We've gone over this several times. The bill of your hat belongs in only two positions, the front or the back. The front, in the house, right here. This is the way the hat belongs. Second position only. And this, and I repeat very strongly, only if you're praying for a hit. There's nothing in the way to get to the big guy. Okay? One exception, and you want to take this down, is the rally cap, which I am not a big fan of. But it exists, we have to deal with it. Again, the hat is turned inside out, but notice, where is the bill? Young lady, where's the bill? Up. Up, straight and up. That's it. You know, I see the young kids now, this way, that way. There's no place in a ballpark for this. This is a direct ticket to the special part of the stadium where you get a juice box, a donut, and a ride home on a bus. Small exception there is if you're a 350-pound rap singer, you know, wearing your bling, trying to get it on with your hose and whatnot, okay? That's up to you. No business of mine what you do in the park, and I'm not going to interfere. But I want that to be the end of that. Drop that. Hats. Good. Good, 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 good. All right, we'll deal with that later.
Some of these kids here think they're wicked smart. I got news for you. They're not, okay? I'm like 10 times smarter than anyone in this school. Didn't get it out of the classroom, so I'll right here. Bet you didn't know this. Off-season 1984. While vacationing off the coast of Zaire, George Steinbrenner got bit by a stray armadillo that wandered onto his balcony. 3 days later, and infected with rabies, the armadillo died. It now resides in George's wild game hunting room. Just tossing it out there.
Yeah, you missed the spot.
Oh, thanks.
Psychology and philosophy go hand in hand. In the philosophy department, when dealing with a Yankee fan, all you have to do is say, you never won a world championship until 1923. And on that team, you had had Babe Ruth for 4 years, and you still hadn't succeeded. You only succeeded when you got 81 victories from ex-Red Sox pitchers to lead you to your first world championship. And what you say to a Yankee fan next is, see, the Red Sox continued to win. They were only wearing pinstripes at the time.
Good afternoon, class. I'm Dr. Seisler here in psychology. Today we're going to be discussing the 5 stages of being a Red Sox fan. Now these are brought to us by Kubler-Ross, who did the 5 stages of dying, because death, in a way, is like being a Red Sox fan. I'm going to go over each stage one by one. The first stage, denial. Denial is when we deny the reality of the actual season. This is when we have an inner monologue. We say things like, the season isn't over yet. They'll turn around. The pitching will come back. It's only July. It doesn't matter that they're 10 games back. The second stage is anger. This is when you are absolutely taking as much as you possibly can, and we can't control our emotions anymore.
I can't believe they lost this game! Tavares! They're not bringing in Tavares! I had $5,000 on that game!
The third stage, bargaining. Now this is when we actually barter with God to make the circumstances work out in our favor. For instance, if we just win this game, I'll stop smoking. If we can score a few runs, I'll go back to the gym and start working out. If we can pull a few games ahead of the Yankees, I'll stop cheating on my spouse. This is also where superstitions come into play. For instance, you might say, these socks aren't red. If I don't wear these socks, they'll start winning the game. The first inning, they'll blow them away. Second inning, that worked. I won't wear my shoes or my socks. Now this obviously has its downfalls. Eventually, you're gonna run out of bargaining chips. The fourth stage is depression.
I can't take it anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fifth stage is the stage of acceptance. This is when we accept the manifest destiny that has become our fate. There's nothing you could do. It was out of your control. We cannot alter history. There is an inner peace and acceptance and ennui, as you were. We realize it's over.
You have to have a sound mind and a sound body and control your emotions. We have gym for that. And if you can control 2 out of the 3, you can matriculate. And if you matriculate, we have shots for that.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Dean Greenwell. I'm the physical education teacher here at Sox Fan University. Now, I bet you're wondering, why a physical education class? Because part of being a Sox fan is physical. Certain physical aspects that you might not know about. For example, you ever sit in section 148, third base line, lower seats? You know. That's the path to the beer line. And those aisles are so small, you're gonna be an Olympic gymnast to maneuver through. There were over 100 broken toes last year at Fenway Park. I broke many a toe. That's why I limp. I don't know if you noticed that. Because it's always the same scenario, isn't it? You're late for the game. You want to get there before the first pitch. You got to get your beer. You got to go through section 148 without stepping on people's toes and spilling a beer. Yes.
All right, say you have your beer and you have your ticket and you have to get to your seat, but you're running late, all right, and you want to get to your seat before the first pitch is thrown. Now say there's a kid in a wheelchair, crutches, whatever. Is it all right to knock the kid down in time to get to your seat so you can get there with knocking him?
Shut up and listen. Absolutely not, unless a parent or guardian is not present.
What about the few of us that don't drink?
It's a good question. Shut up and listen. It's going to be a time where someone in your row that you're with does drink. You're going to have to carry a beer one time or another if you go to Fenway. So we're going to do some drills. All right, first drill, got some cones back here. That is going to signify section 148. You're going to step over those cones. You're going to do that with a beer. We'll see if we have some heroes in this class who can do it with 2. The other thing you're going to do, the gauntlet. Everywhere you go, there's a Yankee fan, unfortunately. All right, this dodgeball I'm holding represents a Yankee fan's insults. You're going to see how many you can dodge. So, we're going to warm it up. You guys ready to go? That's it, good. Yep, those legs. Oh, you just broke his leg. Damon, you traitor! That's how we break toes. Say excuse me.
Excuse me.
Go, there we go.
Excuse me.
It's disgusting. Keep going.
New business, eating at the ballpark. Stick to your basics. You want to go appetizer, wings, nachos, soft pretzel, if you have a mind to. Then you graduate up to your main course, hot dog, hamburger, fried chicken. I don't want to see chowder at the ball field. Do you understand? August, 87 degrees, 90% humidity is no place for a cup of chowder. Yes, sir.
Sunflower seeds?
Sunflower seeds. Did you take the other course? Did you take? No. Sunflower seeds have no business at a ballpark. They get caught in your teeth, and it's 2.5 innings of this. You know, you don't need it. You're disturbing people around you. You see what I'm saying? Peanuts throughout. Peanuts throughout. You got that? Very important. Peanuts for 2 reasons. Good source of protein, easy to throw.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, originally I wanted to be Wally the Green Monster, but I'm not exactly what you would call child-friendly.
Probably in a very dysfunctional relationship.
Drunk off my ass somewhere. Hopefully with a hot broad, that'd be nice.
They let me be the third base coach, and I was great at it. 99% of the time I was right on the money, except for Schmitty, and he's gonna get well soon.
And I don't know what's going to happen to me, but my plan is to maybe work in car washes doing the undercarriage section for exotic dancers.
So let me get this straight. You've been to North Adams State, UMass Dartmouth, UMass Lowell, Boston, then Dartmouth again, Brandeis, Smith. That's a women's college.
Well, I know that now.
I think it's kind of like my calling. I could be like Waverman Wendell, Send him in Svein. I could be Coleman Curran. I think I can really do it.
Yeah, it's actually very possible. You know, Professor Pesky used to say right here in this very school, always dig for home, but be ready to hold up at third.
In 5 years, I want to be where I am now. I just want to be a Red Sox fan. I'm still trying to figure out other things. I don't know if a jumbo shrimp is a big shrimp or a small jumbo. Just can't
Let me stop you there. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, it's people like you that make me proud to be a guidance counselor here at Sox Fan U. Come here. Welcome home.
Bet you didn't know this. Moments after Fisk willed that ding out of the yard, Game 6, 75 series, 14 people died of a heart attack. That was just in Sully's barn, Leominster. He also got one in,
Natick.
That's right, Natick. Wicked good wings.
Yeah, you missed the spot.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Bet you didn't know this. Most people are made up of 90% water. Sox fans are made up of 40% chowder, whilst Yankee fans made up of 84% Miller High Life and 16% malarkey. Food for thought.
Yeah, and you missed the spot.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Professor D'Angelo.
Welcome to American History as seen through the eyes of a Red Sox fan. And today we conclude our 3-part discussion on the controversy, who was the better ball player, Ted Williams or Joe DiMaggio? Now, can one of the students tell me what we covered in our first lesson? Anyone? Mr. Stinson.
Yeah, we learned that even though their statistics were comparable, it can be said that Teddy Ballgame was the better hitter.
That's correct, Mr. Stinson. Precisely. And could someone please tell us what we concluded in our second lesson?
I can.
Ms. DeFelice.
Well, in our second class, we admitted that Joe DiMaggio was a better fielder and base runner than Ted Williams.
Exactly. And what does that give us? A stalemate. And how will we rectify this? What's the tiebreaker? Military service to our country. Now, let's go to the board. Now, many ball players of their era lost seasons of eligibility while serving in the U.S. military during both World War II and Korea. Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams were no different. Joe DiMaggio enlisted in 1943, served almost 3 years. He was stationed stateside. He was playing baseball to entertain the troops and the public. How wonderful. He never saw combat. Ted Williams also served in the military and missed most of 3 seasons while he served in the U.S. Navy Reserve. During the Korean conflict, he was called up and flew 39 combat missions, almost meeting his demise on 2 occasions, while Joe DiMaggio was picking shells on the beach. Ted Williams was enduring shell fire from anti-aircraft weapons, while Joe DiMaggio was sleeping with hot foxes. Ted Williams was sleeping in a cold foxhole. Any questions?
Well, Professor D'Angelo, who is the better ball player, Ted Williams or Joe DiMaggio?
Ah, yes. Who is the better ball player? Can someone tell us? Everyone should know this. I believe it was one of the minimum requirements. Joe DiMaggio's greatest accomplishment.
Marilyn Monroe?
56-game hitting streak. Ted Williams served not 1 but 2 terms of duty. He also lost more than 2 years in addition to Joe DiMaggio. That equals, how many? 4! 4! I know this is not math, but help me. He also learned to fly an F-9 Panther. 4 plus 9, 13. Ted Williams flew 39 combat missions, equals 52. He was also almost shot down 2 times. 54 plus 3, just so that it comes to 57. And there you have it. Conclusive proof that Ted Williams is in fact the superior ball player.
But didn't Joe DiMaggio win 9 World Series championships? And Ted Williams won how many?
Infidel!
I'm just saying, if Ted Williams was...
Silence, whippersnapper! Makes me so angry.
This guy's a little intense for me.
Do we just like white hair then?
I think so.
He's a loose cannon.
I think he's hot.
We have great courses in art. I love art, you know, and it's controlled by Art Shamsky, the sweet swinging 1969 Met. You know, I allow him out because he's actually born and raised in Pennsylvania and has nothing to do with the New York urban area. And Eckersley, who said I was the greatest artist he ever saw, and I said like Gauguin, Rembrandt, you know, Van Gogh, and he goes, who are those guys? I mean Sherwin-Williams. And I went, Eck, you've got a job at this university.
Hello, Sox fans. Welcome to Art Class. I am Professor Jimmy. Today, we will be discussing the fine art of body painting. Excellent. These days, any Yahoo Sox fan can go into the pro shop, drop a couple of $100 and come out covered from head to toe in team colors. But it takes a true Sox fan to cover himself in team colors with one of these. Let's start with the basics. Paint selection. Where do you get some paint? Yes?
Hardware store?
Correct. Your friendly local hardware store. $12.95 for a gallon of paint. Should be more than enough to cover you and a couple of your buddies. Now, the hardware store guy will be asking you a very important question. Interior or exterior? Larry.
Exterior, unless of course you're going to Tampa Bay or Minnesota, then interior.
Because you're playing in a dome. Exactly. And remember, latex paint, not oil-based, unless you're looking for that one-time, season-long application. Now, let's discuss design and originality. This is very good. That is excellent.
I got another body part painted up to look like a Louisville Slugger.
I bet you do. Another popular way to show your team spirit is the human billboard approach. Again, very important, keep it simple. 3 guys spelling out Sox or Tech, that's pretty easy. A whole bunch of guys trying to spell out Eucalyptus, that might be a bit too ambitious. And that brings up another very important point, spell check. Always designate a sober individual for spell check. Years ago, my brother and I came to blows in a heated argument in a parking lot outside Fenway over how many P's were in Hippolito Pichardo. And remember, if you're working as a team, you need to stay together. Let's take a look at this example. You got 5 guys in the bleachers spelling out Manny. Now, let's say the M goes on a beer run, and a Y goes to get a couple of Fenway Franks. What do you got? Ann. That's right, you got 3 idiots rooting for Ann. And finally, let's discuss cleanup. How do you get the paint off your body after the game? Yes, Mike.
I like to go to the self-serve car wash and hose myself down.
And don't be afraid to go the extra 50 cents for the undercarriage, if you know what I'm saying.
Bet you didn't know this. Former Sox catcher Elston Howard made history books when he invented that weighted batting donut. The next day, Don Zimmer ate an entire box. What a lard ass.
He is. You missed another spot.
Oh, Christ.
All right, now this gets us to a very important part. Dating at the ballpark. Who's in favor of it? Good, nobody. Follow the AA rule. Don't bring anybody to a park that you've been dating for less than 1 year. If there's no commitment, they have no business being in the seat next to you. All right? What happens this? You're at the ballpark, a young lady you're with gets hit with a foul ball. How long do you wait? How long do you pretend that you care?
I don't know.
Ah, you don't know. If it was someone you loved and was with for a long time, she would understand. You have to ask yourself these questions. Who, what, where, and why? That's how long it takes. Who's up at bat? Is it a future Hall of Famer? Is he in a good position? Is he going to hit a home run that could maybe win you the game? What's at stake? Are we in the cellar? Are we vying for a playoff position? Where? Where are you in the relationship? Is it a peck on the cheek, good night? Or is it, maybe a horizontal home run? Yes?
So I guess proposing to your girlfriend at the game is out of the question?
Worst thing I've ever heard of in my life. On the Jumbotron, will you marry me? It happens a lot. And where are those marriages now? In the dumper, that's where they are. Who needs that? What if she says yes? Now you gotta go through with it. What if she says no? She says no, 365 people know that you got dumped. You want that on your head? If you want to propose on the way back, maybe she's very appreciative, and you're getting, a little snuggly afterwards, that's up to you. Okay, but I'm hoping you wouldn't propose to somebody who you've been dating less than a year.
No.
Yeah, because there go season tickets right out the window if that happens. You're shopping for doilies, that's no good. And finally, why? Why do you have someone you don't know at the game? That's not a place to start a relationship. It's a place for committed, understanding, and nurturing relationships. All right, that's a lot to take in today. So I want you to review that. There's going to be a test next week, and then our next class we're gonna go with subs, which is sneak up to better seats. When do we do that? How long do you wait for some corporate snobby yuppie to miss a ball game before those seats are yours? All right, good. Study hard, and don't forget we'll have a test next Thursday.
Well, folks, there you have it. Another day at Sox Fan University. And you can come by any day. My door is always open. That was stolen, and we'd really like it back.
Lift up those feet. Lift them up. There you go. Good. Next. Keep going. Good job. Step on the cone. Say, I'm sorry. Keep moving. Go. Go, son. Let's go. Yeah. Get those feet up. Oh, look at this guy. You got it. Oh, lift up those toes. You're going to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Let's go. Good job, dude. There you go. You got it right here. He's going to go fast. He's going fast. He knows what he's doing. Here we go. Let's keep the line moving. Seats before the first pitch. All right, say excuse me.
Sorry, excuse me.
Keep going. Say excuse me.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
Keep going.